Hi, beautiful people. I'm Just, and this is Just Talk. Tired. I want to talk about this experience that I had in my life. So, I call this story time. So, one time I had this party back in the day, and it was me and she was my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend. And some other friends, some people we knew. And I had a friend that I called my best friend back then. She was way younger than me. But she was my friend, She was my best friend. I felt. She said she called me her bestie too. But anyway. So we was having fun and stuff. Like we had the hookah, and I've never really liked weed. Like that's just what it is. I've smoked it before, but I've never really, has not been my thing. Some experiences I was like mellow, whatever, and but it's never been my thing. It's never, it's not. Drugs ain't never been my thing. Even though I tried some stuff, I have to see how it feels, or to walk into somebody else's shoes, to experience it. Drugs ain't never been my forte. Other than at one point, I did some X pills, and I enjoyed them at the time. Made me feel like I was floating. But the person I was dealing with, I was like, don't let me get hooked on this stuff, So I appreciate that she didn't, because I was feeling them, just zoning out, and everything just really came like closer to my senses, if that makes sense. Like when the wind blew on me, like I just took it in. Like, I'm not saying do drugs, people. Hey, this story is not about telling you to do drugs. Live your life. It's your life to live. But from my perspective, no, don't do drugs. Okay? This is something natural. Don't have all the other shit in it, chemicals, something that you can, experience that, is for a great intention, whatever. But it's your life. Your life. I don't do drugs. But I have done some. But I don't like them. Anyway, neither here nor there. My point is, we were smoking a little weed back then, and in the hookah we had, weed brownies, and everybody was doing their thing, and so we was having a good time. And my best friend at the time, she smoked, but for some reason she just like turned. She was real light skinned. Her lips turned like a bluish purple. Like she just kind of like went out, like she was out, like dead. One of my friends that was sitting by her was freaked out. She was like, man, get her. Everybody was just kind of standing there, and I was just like, in that moment, I knew in my heart, I was responsible for this person and their soul and their body. And, I told everybody, y'all get y'all stuff up. I'm about to call an ambulance, because when you're in situations like that where people doing drugs, whatever it is they're doing, you don't want anybody to get in trouble, but at the same time, this life is more important than anybody getting caught. And I hope that people think like that. I hope you don't just care about yourself. If you in a situation like that and someone's life depends on you to call 911 or help them, so that they can get the proper help. So anyway, At the time, my girlfriend and her best friend were trying to like wake her up, in a sense, wake her up, but she, like I said, she had, turned, her lips was blue and purple, and she was, and so then as I stood there, I just saw like her spirit just like fade away like a painting, like as if I was to pull my face off, but my face is still there in a physical, but like, how like if you painting and you waste water and then it kind of like drifts, kind of like messes up, splatters, or not even splatters, like it's like fading, fading away. And I'm just looking at her, her spirit just, float away, like a smeared painting, or I don't even know how to explain it, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say. And my girlfriend Tom and her best friend, were trying to like wake her up, and something just came to me and said that you are the head of the household. I didn't really, but I got it. I felt it. I felt like what I got from that, because I can't say I didn't get it. What I received from it was the power is in your hand. You know what I'm saying? The power is within you. You are the head. You are that person. You are that person, And so when I heard that, I asked them to move out the way, and everybody was kind of standing there, and and it's like kind of all happened like in an instance, and I walked up to her, and I don't know, I just grabbed her, and I just like grabbed her hand or something, and I was just like, I called her name out, and I was like, open your eyes, open up your eyes. And as soon as I did that, it's like my spirit, but I was still on the outside of her in the physical, but it's like my spirit like went into her, and we were in this darkness, and we were running, and I was holding her hand, and it was like a light at the end of the darkness, and then it was like we were running towards it, and then when we got to the light part, her eyes, her pupils like popped back in, if that makes sense. I don't know, say dilated, like this, and it was just this moment where when she opened up her eyes, like I thought I was in love with this woman, because it was such a deep moment for me, and I felt her soul. Like I literally went into her soul and like felt her pains and her what is the word? There's a word I'm looking for. Her, God, give me the word. I'm gonna just say emptiness, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Hopefully God give it to me. But like, her emptiness, her hurts, her pains, her not feeling good enough. Not feeling good enough. Self-worth. Thank you, Lord. Look at you. Go ahead now. Self-worth. And I had always saw in her that she was being someone that she wasn't. I saw a more beautiful inner than what was being displayed on the outside, And you know, I had that moment. It just kind of like messed me up. And then she came to, and then she was just kind of looking around, and people was like, bruh, you know, some people was like, bruh, man, what's the fuck wrong with you? What the hell, what, man, you know, people was freaked out or whatever. And then she just was like, what? And then, you know, some people described it, man, you passed out, you know, but they knew it was a whole bigger level than that. And you know, I was like, you passed away, you know, like you was gone, your lips was blue, and you know. And she just felt, she could tell she felt awkward and she felt weird. And I want to say maybe the next, I don't even know if it was the next day, maybe 2 days after that, I was at a bar and with my girlfriend time, and them two, they didn't really like each other. And she had came there, and another acquaintance of mine had came to say, you know, your best friend wants you. And so my girlfriend at the time, she got up to go because she was so, like, she didn't get why the girl didn't like her, whatever, you know, it is what it is, it was what it was. But she was like, no, you stay. All right. In my mind, I already knew, like, that's no, you know, you can't, someone doesn't like you and they don't ask for you, just like let it be, you know. This is just, if they don't like you, they have their reasons why they don't like you, just let it go, let it be. It is what it is. So she went, and then she came back disappointed, and you know, she you know, girlfriend time, she was hurt, whatever, you know, but it is what it is. And so she's like, she wants you, you know, like, yeah, I know. So I went to her, and she was in the car crying her eyes out. She was crying her eyes out. She was so hurt, you know. And she said to me, why did you bring me back? You know, and this is my reaction, you know, like, what? Why did you bring me back? I'm like, what? Like, it really kind of like put the ice cream on top of the cone, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what happened? Because now I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Like, I know what I experienced, but now you telling me, now you realize that, man, like, you know, I brought you back. You know, like, I almost want to cry right now just because of that moment. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, what you mean? Like, she just like, she said, like, I was in darkness and I heard you, and then I was like, what? And then she just started crying. I'm like, what? You know, because, you know, now I'm just like, what kind of gift do I have? You know what I'm saying? What? Tell me about me, because I'm lost. I don't know. Like, I know I've been gifted, but, you know, like, I've seen and done some things that God has gifted me with. Another day, tell y'all about all of that. But she just started crying, asked me why did I bring her back? And, you know, she basically said she was in darkness, and basically I brought her back, and why didn't I just leave her there? And that just made my heart sad, because I feel like whatever she was going through, it was that deep where she didn't want to be here. You don't want another chance at life. You know, what's wrong? You know, what's wrong? You know. So anyway, long story short, one day I told her how I felt. And I had a great time, but I just couldn't deny that I felt this deep connection, you know, in that moment. I mean, it was like, I mean, come on, like, it was a moment, like, I'm in this person's soul, and I see the beauty of their soul. Like, I see the deepest parts of them, you know. And so I was kind of like messed up, and I was looking at my girl like, you know, like, I'm confused. Like, I don't know if I love you anymore. I don't know, confused. So of course I confessed my love to my best friend, you know, and she's like, I don't feel that way about you. And I was like, okay, you know. And I guess in that moment, I guess I was looking for her to be like, that moment was like, you know, that moment, like, you know. And even if it wasn't that, just you know, like, did you not feel that? You know, like, was that not deep? You know what I'm saying? So I respected it, you know. And it was just a moment that was so deep and pure and magical and mystical, you know. And I know to this day that I am a healer as well, as having psychic abilities when God gives it to me, seeing spirits. Sometimes I can hear them. That's like, I've heard like a spirit like one time real clear, like nobody else was in the house. I was like, huh? Call my name, huh? And I'm like, wait a minute, you know. But I hear ringing in my ears sometimes, which I'm learning now that that's a part of, you know, your ancestors or guardian angels trying to contact you. I'm learning, you know. I haven't learned it all, but like I have some other stuff. I'll tell y'all about that one day. But I just wanted to share, you know, this story of my life with y'all, so y'all can know a little bit more about me and things I've experienced, and you know how deep God will go with you to show you who you are and raising you up as you go along in your life. I didn't know I was gonna become like spiritual. I mean, I've been non-denomination. I've been to a lot of churches. I've read up on a lot of religions. I've been to like literally Mormon, Pentecostal, non-denomination, Baptist, Methodist. I don't think I've ever like been to like what is it called? People who knock on your door, other than the Mormons. Jehovah Witness. I've learned a few things about them. You know, their religion, as far as, you know, they wait till they get married to have sex. Things like that. You know, I know some things, a little dibble dabble in like a lot of religions, because I've sat down with Mormons. I've talked to people who were Jehovah Witnesses, even though I didn't go to their church. I've been to Pentecost churches, which most of the time they, you know, women wear long skirts. One of my best friends was Pentecostal, so I learned that religion. I grew up Baptist. Baptist wasn't enough for me, so I became non-denomination. Went to non-denomination church. My Baptist church that I got baptized at became Methodist, you know. So this wasn't fulfilling for my life, you know. And so as I went along, God connected me to just being spiritual, just being a person that's connected to source, God, me and God. That's where I'm at. Me and God. It's me and God, you know. And as I grow, God is showing me these abilities and gifts that I have and I've always had, but I just never knew how to tap into them. And it kind of still like, they just kind of come to me. Like, it ain't like I go, you know, like it just happens. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's just given unto me, you know, whatever that thing is given unto me in that moment. That when God wants me to say something or know something, God gives it to me. I don't give it to God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I give the praise to God, you know, but God gives it to me when God wants me to reveal or say or speak on something or see something or know something or you know, heal something. God activates that gift in me because God enters me, my vessel, and does the gifts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a vessel. But Lord. All right, beautiful people. Just wanted to share that story with y'all. Story time. And hope y'all having a beautiful, blessed day. I hope y'all are eating healthy, taking care of yourselves, loving on yourselves, keeping your head up. Know that trouble won't last always. Trouble won't last always. You know, so live your life, man. Beautiful ladies, handsome men, beautiful queens, beautiful kings. Live your life. Be happy. Something not make you happy, cut it off. Peace.